Thanks, Elijah. I just want to take a little bit of time to talk about proper gun regulation. So, I know you're not going to be able to see this very well, but we included slides so you can just check it out there. So I have a slide here. It states basically the 5 highest gun death rate states and then the 5 lowest gun death rate states. So at the 5 with the highest gun death rates, we have number 1 being Alaska. And below we've got Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Montana. So all these states have a 50% or above gun ratio for homeowner. So more than half the homes within each of these states own guns or have guns in their homes. So Alaska is sitting pretty at number 1 with the highest gun death rates, and they calculate for a gun death rate per 100,000 people, you have nearly 20 people dying from a gun-related incident for every 100,000 people. All the other states, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Montana, range from 19 down to 16 per every 100,000 people gun-related deaths. So over here we have 5 lowest gun death rate states, and number 1 at the lowest death rates is Hawaii with a household gun ownership of 12.5% and a gun death rate of 2.82% for every 100,000 people. So states below that we have Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New York, and Connecticut. Now, these states also range between 15 and 22% household gun ownership, and then for every 100,000 people, they have a range from 2 to 5 people dying for every 100,000 people. So to elaborate on this a little bit, the lowest death rate states were the ones listed. These states have the lowest gun death rates due to the fact that they have taken steps to add things to the federal gun laws themselves. So they have, as states, enacted more laws to bolster the federal gun laws. That way, there are less ways to take advantage of things like the Brady Bill, and they require gun registration, they require an ID, require a background check, stuff like that. So it becomes a little harder for people to just kind of go to a gun show and purchase a gun with cash. So the top worst death rate states, like previously stated, these states have a higher rate of gun violence because there's been no adjustment to cover the federal gun laws that are in existence. So these states are just kind of okay with the fact that the federal gun laws have these loopholes, and they've kind of either not paid attention or just have special interests, or they have done nothing about it. So the federal gun laws are just not enough to prevent people from just getting a gun easily. And a few of the things that people can take advantage of in these worst death rate states you have the Brady Bill loophole, which is super popular. I'll go into that in the next couple of slides. And then you have no background checks, no ID required, and no gun registration required. So next, we have state gun laws. So states are defined as having strong or weak gun laws by how much they have added to the existing federal laws. So in order for a state to have strong gun laws, it would mean that they have bolstered their own laws against the federal laws, or in addition to the federal laws, like I've stated before. And then, states are classified as having weak gun laws because they haven't bolstered the federal gun laws. It's just kind of open season for gun purchasing. So I want to talk a little bit about the Brady Bill. The Brady Bill, it's kind of, for our generation, we know it as the biggest gun loophole law that exists. So the Brady Bill is a law that allows for legal sales and the transfer of firearms that are not regulated by the National Firearms Act without background checks between unlicensed private parties. So what this means is, like I said previously, you can just kind of go to a gun show and without doing proper paperwork or having an ID or having really a license to own a gun or anything like that. You can just go to a gun show and pay cash for a gun and walk out, no questions asked. Some people debate that this is right or wrong, but you know, that's what you can do. And even if you can't do that, there's also, you know, there's flea markets. You can go to the flea market, pay cash, somebody that's selling a gun for $100 and just walk out, no questions asked. It's a personal gun sales. So that's all I got. I'm going to hand it over to Eldon to talk about loopholes in gun laws. Thanks.